The Ghost Reader, Recovering Women's Contributions to Media Studies, is a collection of primary sources by women who were excluded from the canon of media communication research. The book is really a fresh perspective on the intellectual history of media studies, communication studies, film studies. Myself and my co-editors hope that it would be taken up within universities, in research and in teaching. So this book is for a wide audience. Number one, we have the academics, the researchers, who will benefit from understanding a much more complex, radical and progressive history of media studies, communication studies, film studies. At the same time, we also have the academics who teach. So for them, the book should really be incorporated into their teaching, into their undergraduate classes, into their postgraduate talk classes, where they can provide a more progressive, radical foundation to the discipline and really incorporate the work of women as much more foundational to the way we think of media studies or communication studies. Finally, this book is also for the wider public. We have all seen TikToks and Instagram reels where people are recovering a lost history of a scientist or a writer, and people are really genuinely interested in the lost histories. So this is a book full of lost histories and histories that still matter. The most exciting thing about putting the book together has been actually getting the voices of women finally put together and in print. And it's been a very long process too. We did the call for papers, the call for contributors in 2019. So it's been a long time coming. And it's really great to start already seeing responses to the book too. I have heard from several academics who are committing to using the book in their classrooms, which is fantastic. And it shows that the book is already making inroads into the way we teach media studies and communication and film studies. The book starts off a long time ago when I'm researching in archives as a doctoral candidate. And I start coming across names of women that I had never heard of before. And then I start realizing that these women are writing studies, they're doing substantial research, and yet they're never mentioned. They're just there on grant applications, sometimes in meeting minutes, in agendas, but they kind of disappear. The way we came up with the final list that went into the book was a long process. We started out with a call for contributors, and we also welcomed suggestions for other women that we did not know about. This is in no way a definitive list. It's a very, very small list of an enormous amount of women who were working in this field. The Ghost Reader has been a major part of my teaching for about 4 or 5 years, even before the book was published. I have been incorporating the stories of these women into my modules and really sharing them with the students. For example, here at Bangor University, in film, media and journalism, we have a third-year module called Cultural Dispatches, where students learn to become cultural critics. So that involves film, media, any kind of cultural criticism. And as one of their foundational readings, we read Freddie Washington, who is featured in The Ghost Reader. And she is incredibly important because as a Black woman in America, she is really showing us how we can be progressive, how we can be activist as we are critiquing culture.